Hey, Mike Martinez, and today we're going to talk about an interesting subject, and that subject is what happens when you settle a claim very quickly, right? Because here's what happens most of the times when you're out there and you call up and say, "Hey, I had some issues, I had damage, a tree fell on my house." And actually, the reason why I'm coming up with this is because I recently did a client that had a tree fall in his house while he was on vacation, and within a week the claim was settled for $3,000 after the deductible. Now that happens, and really the insurance claims agent settled that without actually going into the house. He just did a drive-by and came up with this figure. And a lot of times what happens is one of two things: you either get denied, or you go out and they attempt to settle the claim very, very quickly. And the reason why that happens is because subconsciously you get this idea that, well, I settled, right? And you think that's the end. It gives you the impression that it's a final offer and you accepted it and it's done, right? The fact of the matter is that's not entirely how it happens. True, if you settle, you, the homeowner, cannot reopen the claim without a lawyer or a public adjuster. But if you have a public adjuster, we can reopen the claim and see how much money was left on the table. And I'm going to tell you, 9 out of 10 times, there is a lot of money left on the table. The reason why that happens is because to begin with, they're not going to offer you what you're supposed to get right from the get-go. All right, statistics prove that they offer somewhere between 30 and 50% of what you're actually supposed to get. Sometimes even less than that, right? And really, what's happening is when they are saying, "All right, let's settle. Here's a check. Oh, great, we got a check for you. Here's what you need to accept." What they're saying with that is, if you're willing to accept a settlement this quickly, you're going to get 25% of what you're supposed to get. Now, this is, I'm just saying 25%. It's not an actual fixed number. It could be less, it could be more. But the bottom line is you're not going to get what you're actually supposed to get. You need somebody on your side, and you need somebody to make sure that all the ducks are in line, all the materials are listed, all the expenses that are going to be due to labor are put in there. Everything that needs to be done has to be in detail, otherwise you won't get paid for it. And if you didn't do that work, if you didn't come up with a list of, hey, I need this done, this done, this done, and this is the material, and this is the labor cost, and this is the, if you have not done that, trust me, the insurance agent that came from your insurance company is not going to look into doing that for you. Okay, they may come up with a partial list of what is apparent, but what's apparent is not necessarily, and a lot of times is not, the entire scope of what is going on, right? There's a lot of hidden damage that you may not see. You probably don't see unless you investigate. Unless you're an expert in looking at these types of damages, you will not know what it is. So the bottom line is, and this is the point of this message, is that if you placed a claim over the last 12 months and you were denied, if you placed a claim and you were not satisfied with what you recovered, pick up the phone, call me. There's no cause for me to go and reopen the claim, but I can guarantee you 9 out of 10 times there's money left on the table, and that's what I do. I help you recover that money. I look at your policy and I see what you are covered for and what they didn't pay you for. We'll see the settlement papers, and we'll just get you what you're supposed to get. But the other thing is that the best time to call me is before you actually call your insurance agent. All right, so let me just go into, before I end this, let me just go into some proof so that you know that what I'm telling you is an actual fact. So let me just pull this out for you here. Okay, real quickly, what you're going to see here is, this is an actual ledger that we produce at our company with prior clients of ours. These are actual clients of ours, just to give you an idea of what happens and how we can be of major benefit to you when reopening a claim, right? On the first column here, you're going to see the names of our clients. Over here is the second column is the cause of loss: wind, hail, fire, ice damming. Then you have in the third column the insurance companies, names that I'm sure you can recognize. The insurance payouts when the clients attempted to do the claim on their own. Okay, and what we got them afterwards. All right, when we reopened the claim, what additional monies did they get? Okay. And in some situations, as you can see here with the Pentecostal church in Philadelphia, they were denied, and this is that first line. They had wind damage. They were denied. We got them $187,000, right? Over $187,000. Hail damage for the second client, right? And they were also denied. We got them $8,120. And you could just see, I'm not going to go through all of them, but you can see where, these people were denied. Hard to deny a fire claim, but they were denied. Yet we reopened it and got them $134,000. So that's the crux of this message, right? That even though you create a settlement, and now let me point this out before I end this. The best time to call a public adjuster, the best time to call me is before you call them. Because what happens is their friendly customer service agent is trained. They're trained to go out there and look at your policy. When you punch in, when you give them your address and your policy number and all that good stuff, number one, they automatically punch it in their computer and it generates a claim number, right? Just by the mere phone call. And now these guys that are on the other side of that phone, they're not minimum wage earners, all right? They're not minimum wage workers. They are people that are trained specifically to ask you questions that may or may not be to your benefit. That's what you have to keep in mind. A lot of times the questions that they ask are specific and deliberate questions to derail your claim, all right? But they do it in such a way where, they start the conversation and they know their psychology is very, very good. It lowers your resistance. And then they ask you questions that may be phrased in a way that's confusing, that you don't know how to answer, and that'll be the reason why you can get denied. So again, one of the best times to call, not one, the best time to call me is before you make this phone call to your insurance company. Let us handle, that's why we're getting paid, so that we can handle the entire process, so that you don't have anything to do with it. We're professionals when it comes to handling this, and we know exactly how to answer the questions that they're posing and how to do it correctly. So any kind of issue, if you have an issue that you already dealt with over the last 12 months, you want me to take a look at it, pick up the phone, visit my website, make contact, let's see how we can go and help you. I might not be able to help you, but at least let's investigate. It doesn't cost you anything. It costs me more than it costs you, because I have to go to your house, spend the time, look over the information and see if there's more money on the table, right? So you don't lose. Right? If you have an issue that's happening now or that has happened but you haven't contacted the insurance company, again, let me know. Let me go out there and work for you. And this is how you best handle this. You need representation. I'm here, our company's here to represent you. And it's not just me, by the way. We have a whole team of people that are going to work on your behalf. Okay? So Mike Martinez, if you need my help, contact me. Pick up the phone, contact me, visit my website, southjerseypublicadjuster.com. I'm licensed in several different states, and I can help you if I have to look at the situation, obviously, but I should be able to help you. Mike Martinez, get back to me. Let me work for you.